What is up? We're back in action here again on this fine Monday night. The fellas are in here, and we got a lot of stuff to go over. March Madness now down to Final Four, men
All right,
and
fixed
women.
it. There we go. Sorry.
There we go. Hey, there we go. Men and women's, baby, down to the Final Four, as well as I was just checking in the schedule, fellas. Looks like we got like around seven NBA games left till the playoffs, as well as 8 NHL games going in. So we're heading into a great time right now. The big games are coming. You want to hop on the bus now before it already takes off. With that being said, ladies and gents, this is the Champs After Hours, and we are here and ready to go. Let's do a quick little roll call in the house. Of course, we got North Glenn's finest in here. We got the Sach, man. Sach, how are we feeling?
Feeling all right. Games, a couple of my picks earlier today. Got an 0-2 skunk. Just is what it is. We always preach transparency. It was just an off day. We had 2-0 yesterday, and then so it evens out. But glad to be here. Glad to get the Final Four, settled, and the women's are going on as well. I've been really excited about watching the women's games. I was watching it, when I got home off work, but. Yeah, it's good. We're coming down to the final stretch of literally everything. March Madness will be over within the next week and a half. We got NBA, 6-7 games left. NHL coming down to the wire. All these people looking for seating spots, etc. So it'll be interesting, but glad to see what we got to talk about today nonetheless.
Absolutely. And of course, we got the money man himself, the Teflon Don. We got Big E in the house. E, how we feeling?
Feeling good. Echo Sach's words, man. It's a great day or a great month for sports fans. And, it's exciting to see what comes out. I didn't check all of my – I think – I don't want to put words in Sach's mouth, but I think I shit the bed today on my 3 picks. So I know I missed the Boston team total one by 3 points. So
I know.
Pippen had no points come third. So Hawks may have won. I got to check. But I don't know. We're on to it. These days happen. We have more good than bad if you follow us. So, Hawks, well, they're up. Let's see here. They're up 7 with 2 minutes. We're getting 2 points, so that one should be good.
Absolutely.
But, anyway, good. Ready to talk, man. Ready to go. A lot of stuff going on. Shit. Scottie Pippen Jr., 21 minutes, 0 points. So.
I just don't know what it was when that came out. I was like, why is he not? He missed his first 2 shots and then just didn't shoot the rest of the game. That was weird.
And then, of course, ladies and gents, looks like no Whit at the moment. Again, he is out on assignment, probably reviewing some bar or some sort of sports venue. We will catch up with him later. No Whit at the moment. The bat signal is out, the Whit signal. But anyway, just the kind of care. What was that?
I said that went out this afternoon.
Yeah, wait. Got to put out second time, let the people know he's missing. MIA, ladies and gents. But I kind of wanted to go around right now. We got a lot to talk about tonight. We got some NBA, college hoops, and a lot more stuff kind of going on. But where are we at right now? Final Four is here for the men's NCAA tournament. Of course, we got Purdue versus NC State. And then we got UConn versus Alabama. It's here, the 4, baby. We'll start with Sach.
Yeah, I mean, the 2 games, I'm going to just go because they were fresh. The 2 games yesterday, obviously, Dalton Knecht and Zach Edey had a battle, of the tournament, 37 points, 40 points for Zach Edey, 20-some rebounds. He had 22 free throw attempts. And the thing that I noticed is obviously that size, like everyone can see, Zach Edey's size is just too much to handle for a lot of these teams. He's playing smart defense. Like I was saying, when he gets in foul trouble, that's when you can get him. But he's staying pretty much foul trouble free throughout this tournament. And Tennessee is not the biggest team, but, they got some size. And I just see a problem going up against NC State. NC State does not have the size. They don't have the big man athleticism like DJ Burns. He's a shorter center, shorter forward. I just think that Purdue is going to be able to get them in the next round. But, I mean, I think Tennessee was just a great matchup for Purdue, a good warm-up for this game. Duke came out of the gates. as a Duke fan, Jared McCain was just not getting the touches early on. Everyone else on Duke wanted to just be the spotlight. Flip, nowhere to be seen. Tyrese Proctor, the Duke guard, was just shooting left and right. Didn't pass the fucking ball to the best player on the team, McCain, for whatever reason. Everyone just wanted to, get theirs. But that's what happened. NC State's a senior-led team, and, they were out for blood. ACC matchup, and now they got a juggernaut in Purdue who's playing some damn good basketball. And then, those are just the two games that obviously intrigued me. I'll let E and you guys talk about the other two if you want to.
No, I'm with you on this one as well. Like, right, what a great story for NC State. And it started at the ACC tournament, and they just haven't, they've just been on fire. And you two called that at the beginning. You've been riding this, and you put money in your pocket this tournament. So we'll see. I think when we talk about sports in general on the show, we always talk about there's levels to the game. And they're going up a level, right? I mean, you're going to take on the number 1 seed in Purdue. And we talked about this Saturday. Did we miss out on the Purdue wagon, right? I think a lot. I'll speak for myself. I was thinking, hey, I was trying to project the same old Purdue that we've seen the last 2 years. And this Purdue is business and getting it done. And their number 1 seed, they're showing it. So does NC State have one more? Does DJ Burns going up against Frank and Eddie? Can he do something against them? I don't know what's going to happen. I like Purdue. I just think I think Purdue and UConn are the standouts right now. But it's one game. That's the magic of this. But it may come to an end. I don't want to. I feel like I'm telling you guys this every week, every round. So I just don't want to. I don't want to be like.
I'm like they've been saying the NC State train since the start of the tournament.
Yeah, so it's like I've been telling you this is over since the playing game, and it keeps going. So we'll see. But I do think this is going to be an upgrade for these guys.
Yeah,
Purdue. Yeah, and then the UConn Bama game. I'm really looking forward to that because that should be a great game. Look, they're not going to take a 30-0 run on Bama. I told you guys Saturday what they were third in the nation in scoring, and you saw it during that game, right? They were down 13. I mean, you could have went to the bathroom, came back, and they're up 3. Bama can score in bunches, so it's going to be a fun matchup. Now, I think both games are going to the play that I have so far for each is the under, and we'll see how that goes. But I just think you guys have played college ball. What I hear about it from Final Four and these teams of the past, when you play in these football stadiums, it's very hard to get acclimated. Very hard. You're not in the ball arenas anymore, the Madison Square Gardens. They're actually playing where the Phoenix Cardinals play, and it's a big stadium. And they just say that whole, the roof is another 300 feet above you. It's just a different vibe, different zone, and it's to get their bearings down. It usually takes that first game of the Final Four. But you guys would know more about that shooting in a gym and things. But, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. These are 2 great matchups. Should be 2 good. You have that David and Goliath, right, with Purdue, NC State, and then you have 2 juggernauts coming at each other that can score at will with the UConn Bama game.
Yeah, I think like we said, it's here, the Final Four. We're definitely geared up for a sick national champion game, no doubt about it, with whatever happens. Yeah, kind of what Sach was saying. I mean, we've been riding NC State pretty much the whole tournament, but having the conversation with this match, now it's just a game, it's always a game of matchups sometimes. And now, obviously still with NC State, these guys are so confident. They honestly, they probably believe they can beat anyone, and they should. They should. Look where they've gone. This is the one matchup here, Purdue and NC State, that we're going to see how this goes. I could see it going one or 2 ways. The one thing I like about NC State with this matchup is I think their guards are better. However, with Purdue's guards, they know that they need to throw the ball to Edey pretty much every time down the court, which is all they do. I mean, smart dude, 7'4", he's huge. So the matchup here kind of scares me because I really don't know if DJ Burns is going to be able to guard Zach Edey in the sense. I think he could maybe body him out of the paint, but lengthwise, everything, he's still going to be just hooking stuff over him. That's what really scares me here. I think the line's at 9.5 right now. I still want to do a little more research on this one before I come out with a play. But to what E said too, I think we're kind of tuned in right now for a UConn Purdue championship title game, which would be exciting in itself. The two number ones. I mean, those guys have pretty much dominated their bracket, their region within their bracket. I mean, they've rolled through everyone. Obviously, Purdue, to what Sach said, had a better matchup against Tennessee. That was a very good game. So it'll be in the see. I mean, like I said, I think we're just tuned in for some great ball this coming weekend. Go ahead.
I was going to tell you too. I saw a really interesting stat out of all the stuff this weekend, but it was North Carolina, and it was Duke and the Marquette the last two games. And Marquette and Duke were 9 and 51 from the 3-point line. They shot 9 out of 51. I just think Purdue will do a little better, right? But you don't know. When the ball's not going, it doesn't go. You guys have played this game, so anything can happen. But I mean, 9 out of 51, and that's a little luck and a little defense, right? So we'll see. But I mean, if that shooting stays like that, we'll have a good game.
Right.
And Purdue, the thing with Purdue is they don't have to like settle from the three. If the three ain't going in, they could just pass the ball inside for, a guy that's going to shoot over everyone, a hook shot over.
And that's
everyone,
really their game. They don't really force
Duke
much.
Duke really didn't have it. Flip was not backing down DJ Burns whatsoever. And then Marquette, they didn't have like a dominant big guy either. Now they're going up against a dominant big guy who has proven it year after year. Maybe not in the tournament, but essentially over his basketball career, he's proven it. And I think the coach from Purdue, Painter, I think he's a lot smarter with what he has. Don't settle for threes. Don't let this team off the hook. Get Burns in foul trouble if you have to. I mean, obviously you want to, but I mean, get him in foul trouble. That's basically what it is. And then it's going to be an even bigger mismatch for NC State. And I mean, 9 for 51, the ball just was not going in both of those games. Like he said, luck and defense. But I think as we go into this Final Four, we may have to sacrifice 2 maybe not so good games to get the matchup that we want. I think as a basketball fan, we would probably want to see Purdue go up against UConn, because I think if UConn goes up against NC State, it's going to be a bloodbath. And then I also think that if Purdue goes up against Bama, that could get ugly. That'll probably be a little bit more closer. But Purdue and UConn, I think that's the cream of the crop matchup that we want as basketball fans. Get Cinderellas, they had a good run, but I think it's time to move on to the real basketball.
I like it.
100%. Yeah, well, obviously, guys, shout out to all the live viewers and listeners there up above. Guys, we are live. This is the After Hours Show. This is every Monday and Thursday, 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. We're off and rolling, as well as you can catch myself every Monday through Friday morning, giving you those early NBA player props. Like we said, edging closer and closer to the NBA playoff, guys. Around 7 games left in the regular season, and we're getting deeper into hockey season too. So I think we're going to start throwing some of those out come playoff plays, everything, but we're off and rolling. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Obviously, guys, tune into the Thursday show. I know, like myself, and we're going to have some more plays for the actual Final Four and everything that we're going to lock you guys in on to get ready for. I know that will be exciting. Just wanted to kind of go around again with this one. Where are we at right now, NBA wise? I was actually talking to Sach about this kind of before we did the morning show. Is now you're at a weird time period, right? Only a certain amount of games left into the playoffs. So like as we were kind of discussing the teams we should actually be looking at, because you kind of want to look at the teams that are still fighting to get in rather than the ones that are, resting people and whatnot. Where are we kind of at NBA wise right now? And what are we looking for going into the playoffs?
I mean, you look at the Eastern Conference is basically wrapped up for the one. Boston's, I think, 9 games it's saying right now, like ahead, or 11 games in first. And that's kind of scary for Boston. I don't really know how you coach that when you lock up the seed that fast. How much time do you play these guys? Do you risk getting them hurt? Do you try to get them, win other games to knock people down? I don't think Boston's really scared of anyone to play in the first round, obviously, but it's just going to be interesting how they at least, gauge these stars that they have on minutes and, matchups going forward. And the most important thing is in the West, I mean, you got the three teams, Thunder 52 wins, Nuggets 52 wins, Timberwolves 51 wins. Where do you want to land? I mean, I don't really know. Obviously, I think the Thunder and the Timberwolves are fighting for the first, but I'm not really too sure if the Nuggets care who they play. But, I mean, I've been saying this since the beginning. If the Thunder go up against the Lakers or even the Warriors, I think that they can get them in a 4-game series. I know they're the better team overall, but in a 4-game series, it just matches up differently. And it's just changing every day. I'm trying to look at right now. Golden State now 2 games in front of Houston for the play-in spot, facing the Lakers. And yeah, sorry. I mean, go ahead. What do you guys think, E? But the West is the most interesting spot right now. The East is pretty much gone.
See, I'm on the other side of that, right? But I'm also a Knicks fan. But I think other than Boston, who's got the first locked up, 2-6, there's only a 3-game difference. So you're still gaming. Now, let me bring this up real quick. And then even with the playing games, there's, Miami can still maybe catch Indiana, but you have Miami, Philly, Chicago, and Atlanta. Brooklyn's down. They're out. They're 6 games back for a playing game. But go from the playing games up, they're all rack and stack. But you look at the number 2 Milwaukee sitting in second with 47 wins, Cleveland 45, New York 44, Orlando 44, Indiana 43. And there's 7 games left. So there's a lot of jockeying with those teams. They're still playing. You look at that bottom end, it's hot garbage. It's dumpster time. It's Cancun time. And that's why it's so hard to try to handicap these last 2 weeks of basketball, because even if you want to take a favorite, they're sitting guys. They're guys. It wasn't the Nets tonight. So, Portland started 3 rookies. I mean, these things, they're done, man. They're over, and you can't even really guess it. So you have to try to get like the Knicks Boston, the Knicks Milwaukee, Philly. You got to try to look for those teams. But I think the East is really live, because besides Boston, the number 6 can jump to 2, 2 can fall to 6 within the next 7-8 games.
Yep. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, it'll definitely most interesting part about it, I think, is we're just in a weird time right now, because you're gonna see players starting to rest and teams starting to fight more if they're trying to get in. Like Sach was saying, with these playing games, the playing game is going to be a lot of fight. And when you go to these playing games, I think the rest of the teams they have like a 5-day rest period, I want to say. So there's a lot of resting within these time frames. It'll be very interesting. I am excited, though, for the playoffs, ladies and gents, and I think this is going to be where you get a lot of your best action. I'll say this, just I know me and Sach, especially last year with the Nuggets and the Suns series, sports bet-wise, I mean, we killed it, because this is where the stars come out to play, right? They have to. They're fighting for everything. So when you're talking about certain play props lines, this is sometimes in certain games, you go to role players and everything with sports bets, but when it comes playoff time, I love seeing what the stars lines are, because this is where they have to play to pretty much get the job done. So very excited for that. We're and like East said, East is kind of a weird spot too, from 2. You were saying 2 to 6, E?
6, yeah.
Very interesting. Very interesting. It's going to be exciting, though. I mean, this is the best time of the year, guys. We got March Madness right now, playoffs for hockey, as well as the NBA. Still don't know what to make of the whole baseball right now. I swear, there's not enough hype for it right now within the media. I totally forget that certain games are on and everything. I know some of the viewers and listeners want us to get into more baseball, and we definitely will once the season starts getting stronger and everything. We're still early here, but we're definitely going to have it with you guys for the MLB season. But a quick go around real quick, Sach, is there anything you kind of want to add right now? Anything in the sports world you're thinking of, sports betting, anything that comes to your mind that you kind of want to throw out there on the chat?
I mean, no, I'm just sticking with obviously the Final Four coming up, and then we should probably go a little bit lighter maybe on these NBA games, pick the right ones, pick the right spots for the games that mean something. Like E said, they just started 3 rookies on Portland and they still almost won. Like, it's just so weird to handicap. You don't know who's going to go out there. You don't know what the coaches are telling, some of these rookies. They want to see what they can do. They can go out there, guys you never heard of, and shoot the ball 14, 15 times. And nobody knows how they play because they've never been seen. But I mean, I'm just looking at the standings and I'm just really curious. If you're the Thunder and you're going to win, obviously, the first overall seed, you're going to be looking at Phoenix, Sacramento, Lakers, Warriors. How is the Thunder going to match up against those guys in a 4-game series? Obviously, you got Hall of Famers everywhere on there besides the Kings. But then when you look at the Kings, I mean, Sabonis and De'Aaron Fox, I think they have enough in them to even beat the Thunder. I don't know how the Thunder are going to do in this first round. I think they kind of got themselves stuck in a little – obviously, they're trying to win every game, but I just don't know how the Thunder are going to do as a 1 seed. I think that's a cop-out for whoever's going to play them. They're if you're any team in the play-in, who do you want to play, the Thunder, Nuggets, or Timberwolves? You want to play the Thunder. You want to play the Thunder.
The young guys.
Lakers would love to play the Thunder first round. Are you kidding me? Anthony Davis and LeBron James going up against a bunch of diaper dandies on that team? With Chet Holmgren supposed to stop Anthony Davis and LeBron James down the lane? I mean, what do you guys think the Thunder should do? Or what do you think their best possible matchup is? Because they're in a scary spot.
We kind of talked about a couple weeks ago, right? Levels you learn, especially in the NBA. And you can go back, historical. There's always – Jordan had to get past the Pistons. Pistons had to get past the Celtics. Celtics had to get past the Lakers. There's always that building block. But if you're the Thunder, I mean, you did everything right to get the number 1 seed, right? I mean, all you're doing is winning. We're winning, and then they'll learn as they go through it. Hey, all right, But yeah, I think gosh, how can we say? Because I don't want to take away from them, but out of those 3. They're the weakest 1 seed, right? You have the defending champs who could be a 1 seed, or the Timberwolves who played Denver in the playoffs last year. Did that went 7, didn't it, ZJ?
No, that one.
Yeah. So these guys,
that didn't go 7.
It might have went 6. That was the toughest series, though.
Yeah, I know it was a tight series, but my point is, like, they have that experience, right? That playoff experience. But the Thunder, all they can do is win, right? It's not like you're going to tell them, hey, let's slow down. Let's get to 3. Let's get to 4. You just win.
You just got to hope for you. I mean, I don't know. That's going to be a tough one.
Yeah. It's tough here because exactly what Sach is kind of eyeing at is the playoffs is just a totally different beast. And we've been harping on this for a couple episodes going in. This is where your rotation just matters the most. You're going to see certain guys on the bench. You're going to see a certain rotation plan every minute, no one else, no one less. And to what Sach is saying, for a young Thunder team, I just look at a team like the Warriors. If the Warriors end up playing the Thunder, I mean, that's pretty scary. I mean, you got a 4-time championship team. Most of these guys have been together for their whole time on that team, going up against all these youngsters. I mean, the veteran presence is huge here in the playoffs. It is very huge. So we're gonna see what happens. But to what E was saying, yeah, I mean, they've done everything they can. They've been winning, they've been doing this, but they haven't won at the highest level yet within the playoffs. Last year they lost the play-in game going into a 5-game series. But 5 games. The Nuggets won.
See, I was bro, ZJ, we were watching it. They were destroying them.
That was our toughest series, though. That was our toughest series. It was. It was the first round, so 4-1. Yeah. But they were close games. I know what ZJ's saying. They won them. But it was tight. That was our toughest series by far. by far. I mean, still everyone else, but back to the point is what I'm saying.
Yeah, here, let me. Okay, so
hang on. Let me just say one more thing. One thing. To exactly going back to what E said, the Thunder have done everything they can to put themselves in this position. But what I was saying was, you look at last year, they lost the play-in game. So this young Thunder team hasn't even been in the playoffs, and it's just going to be a completely different ball game. Maybe they could adjust, they can't, but we're really going to find out who's got it. So it'll be interesting. This is the best. This is the best.
I have a kind of a little theory. Let's say the Thunder lock up the 1 seed, Nuggets get the 2 seed. Lakers are playing for that 7th seed spot. Do they botch that first game in the play-in to fight for the 8th seed? They get 1 game, obviously, but do they botch that first game to not go up against – because if they win that game, then they play Denver. Do they kind of throw that game on purpose somehow, however they think of doing it, to go to the 1 game for the 8th seed?
The play-in game.
What game are you talking about?
The play-in?
The play-in.
Well, they got to win the game, right? The play-in to go.
Well, no, because then the losers play each other for that 8 to get the 1.
So the 6 and 7, ZJ, the 6 and 7 play each other for the 7th seed. But if
right, okay.
For the 9th and the 10th seed, they have to win 2 games to get in for the 8th seed. Whoever wins that game plays the loser of the 6 and 7 game for the 8th seed. And I know LeBron. There's no way that LeBron and AD are going to –
they don't want to play Denver.
They're going to fight their ass off to go play Denver, or you can just say, we'll lose this game, fight for the 8th seed, the very next game, win or go home to play the Thunder.
I can see that. Why would you not want? Why if you're AD and LeBron, the situation you're at right now, why would you not want to play the Thunder?
Yeah, I know. It's weird. This is why the play-in shit gets weird, because now they can do whatever they want in that game. And now it also hurts like the number 1 seed and 2 seed, because they don't even know who they're going to play.
Yeah.
Like the Thunder got a couple days to like prepare for whoever the hell they're playing.
Even in the top 6, they're also looking at it and trying to get their jockeying. Hey, what's the easiest route, say to Boston or to Denver, OKC?
They can botch a couple games to get into the play-in.
Yeah. Let me get up or down.
This is why it's scary to bet on these games, because you do not know what these teams internal are thinking and strategizing to get where they want. They're playing. These teams are going to be playing chess to get that seed somehow.
Yeah.
So we could test that theory for sure, Sach. I kind of because LeBron's a smart dude. He knows what he's doing, coaching wise, trying to get players over there, everything game wise. We could definitely test that theory. If there's a game like that, right, and if they lose, they would end up playing the Thunder. We should just bet on the Lakers to lose.
And they're on the injury report, every single game. So when they go on the injury report and they're both out, if don't, they're gonna know what they're doing.
They'll play for pride and everything, but they'll find a way to lose.
Yeah, that's interesting.
That's interesting. That's very interesting. I heard this today. Wanted to throw this out to you guys. I think LeBron James had his, I want to say 672nd 30-point game the other night against Brooklyn. So he beat the record because Michael Jordan had 671. So he just passed Michael. Kind of wanted to hear your thoughts on the interesting thing on that one, which I found that so weird. I thought he would have already passed that because he's been in the league for 21 years to Michael's 13. So that was just kind of very interesting to me. I don't know, just kind of a fun fact there. We'll go around with that real quick, Sach.
Go ahead, E. I'll let you go first.
Oh, hey, hats off to him. We haven't seen an NBA player like this, that we've seen players who've gone 20-year careers but not maintaining a certain standard. Hats off to him. I look at it stat-wise, are records that are coming up similar to Brady, right? You play long enough, you're going to beat the Marinos and these guys. But something has to be said for longevity. Something has to be said for staying healthy. something has to be said for dedication to the game. We debate the Michael, and you weren't here, ZJ, when we were doing this Thursday or Saturday. You were late coming in, but two great legends, right? Two Mount Rushmore players that'll never play one another. So, just separate the two. And what LeBron has done, and I'm not trying to give him his retirement talk yet, is amazing, right? Okay, he doesn't have the rings, but he's been to the finals, and I'm a ring guy. That's why I say Mike's there. But to go to the finals, what has it been, 10? Like 10 finals, I think. I'm not sure where. Yeah, it was like 4 and 6. Yeah, so that's crazy, right? I mean, you think about all those games. Yeah, the guys just. I don't think we're going to see that again for a long time. And just to stay there in condition, and they say he spends $1 million a year on his body to stay in condition, diet, doing this, to be dedicated that long to the game, right? I mean, just putting that in like that to be there. I don't get impressed with him dunking. I know a lot of guys like the TV crews and all that. They like to talk and say, man, the guy's whatever he is, 6'8", he can still hop. He can dunk a ball, right? He's not fucking 70, right? But still. What he does out there is amazing, and I think this year and even last, I just think the Lakers kind of, I don't know, man. I think they let him down, right? That's just my side of it. I think they sit there and he has to do all the fucking work, and you're like, dude, I'm the fucking older statesman. You guys need to fucking put in some time here. The games they're winning is because LeBron's scoring 28. LeBron's got 30. LeBron. You're like, where are you guys? Rui and these other cats. But for that, getting the record, hats off to him, because it's longevity, right? He's there. I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean, go ahead.
Going off of like the 30-point game, obviously Michael Jordan was obviously he's a better scorer, and that was his role on that team. I think LeBron's roles on his teams haven't necessarily been to go and score as many points as you possibly can. So I think that's why it took him a lot longer, but I mean, pretty much what he said, like just two great legends. Obviously, something has to be said for longevity and whatnot. And going off of the last one, I think the Lakers now this year have better of a team than they did last year. If you look at the Lakers, their past like 20 games, you got AD scoring 40. You had I think Reeves, D'Lo, and Anthony Davis just scored 30+ in the same game the other night. LeBron wasn't playing, so that's why. But then Rui just scored like 32 points. I think their team now is built for a run that they could have had last year. But I just don't know how much that pressure on these guys is gonna cause them to do that. Because Reeves, D'Lo, Hachimura, none of them have been in like a deep playoff run. I mean, last year that was a deep playoff run, but there was no expectations on it.
Got swept. Yeah.
Got swept. They weren't even supposed to make it to the finals like that.
Yeah. But yeah, again, man, dude, hats off. My son and I argue all the time about it. I got nothing bad to say about him. He's like, you're a hater. It's like, I'm not hating. I'm just making a comment. It doesn't always have to be LeBron hate. If you don't kneel at the altar, it's still cool. And the guy's amazing. So never been in trouble. Just does the shit right. And I'll tell you why. A lot of what when he was with Miami and even Cleveland, what you used to hear was in the comparison between Jordan and Kobe was he doesn't have that killer instinct, right? But that's not. I don't know. Like he still gets it done. He passes the ball. He includes the team. Who wants to be on that team where you knew the last shot was going to Jordan or Kobe? As an opposing team, I said I need all 5 of you on Kobe. He's still shooting. He's not passing to the open guy. LeBron is selfless that way, right? He shares and plays everybody, and I think that hurt him with perception earlier on. Now it's kind of cool, but when he first started out and he was losing Miami, he's like, oh, he's not shooting. He doesn't have that killer instinct, and okay, maybe he didn't, but he had other assets that made him, incredible. And people still want to play with him. So,
yeah, and I mean, coming back down from 3-1 on a 73-9 team in the finals, if that's not killer instinct, then I really don't know what is. And it's killer instinct. It's not a scalable thing. Like when do you cross the line of killer instinct? Not killer instinct. It's all just opinion. And I
Yeah,
mean,
and
he
when do
showed
you
killer instinct throughout his career in Game 7.
when do you pass an open guy, right? Like I'm agreeing with you. When do you pass it? He had a better shot.
Yeah.
I'm doubled up. You know, it's how it goes. You know where that was. So he's this. So I think even with his teammates, he's smarter than his teammates. He's smarter than half the coaches that he's played for. So he sees the game a little slower than everybody else and wants things there. I'll always and little known fact, J.R. Smith was born and from my hometown of Lakewood, New Jersey. So shout out to JR. But when he got that rebound and dribbled it back out,
That was that series of LeBron as a Warriors fan in that, like, watching that finals, that version of LeBron in that finals was the best player that I've ever seen in my life. That dude was there was just no stopping him whatsoever on a terrible team, and he was making the games interesting. I think he scored like 50-something points in that first game. I don't see no other superstar in the league today taking a team that bad to the finals and doing that. That's why I think that's I don't know. It's crazy.
Yeah, to get to the finals and win. I think
and just doing it all around, passing, rebounding, blocks. Like I've never seen a superstar do that in the finals with a team like that. That's
maybe Wemby, but I don't think Wemby's got 20 years. You know, so I don't know if he has longevity like that. But we'll see, right?
And it's kind of weird. Like with Wemby, he is like a lot more like, yeah, but you look at all the tall dudes in the past, that tall, they don't have a lot. You're hoping, as a Spurs fan, what are you hoping to get 12 years out of Wemby? I mean, that's a win.
Yep.
Guys, shout out to all the live views, live listeners and viewers up above. I see you guys there. Comment anything, questions, anything you want us to talk about, any plays you guys are looking at for tomorrow or anything. Just put something in the comment section. We'll throw it up here on the show and add it to the conversation. Absolutely. Going back into an earlier conversation, if the Thunder and the Lakers face off in the playoffs, I'm gonna say it out here. I don't care if people call me out on this or whatnot. I might put my money on the Lakers to win that series.
Oh, I definitely am. I 100%
I'll probably put some coin on the Lakers to win that series, and that might be crazy to say right now.
But. And the books aren't stupid. I only see that maybe being like a plus 200. Like the books aren't dumb when it comes to that because it's all about matchups. It's all about matchups. You got two oversized dudes that could run through anyone's chest on that Thunder team, and I've been saying it. When you look at the Thunder, what center do they got with size and like beefy size?
No.
Chet's not really like a legit. He don't play like a down center, like a down in the paint banging center. No. And even after Chet goes to the bench, who's their center? Who's their backup center? They don't have one.
Chet, and it's only one game. I was watching him with the Knicks last night. Chet likes to float out to the three. Chet likes to go out there, and he's not a true big. You know what I mean? But I mean, he is height wise in what he plays, but he's not. AD is going to have a good day with him.
And you don't think LeBron's telling like AD, you're going to let this rookie fucking win? This series is in your hands.
Yeah,
you got to go after this rookie, and he's a rookie. They ain't gonna leave. There's no way.
I'll tell you what. Another team I feel like is not necessarily a sleeper because of who they have on the team, but a team that kind of started dying away from the media and everything, who I think could have a really good run in the playoffs, is the Clippers.
Oh, that's not who I thought.
Who were you saying, E?
I thought you were going to say the Mavs. They won 7 in a row, smoked the Rockets last night, who were the hottest team. Mavs are on a nice run. They're playing really well, 7 in a row. And that's not to take from your Clipper side either. Just the West, like I think the East is stacked, so that's what makes it nice. Or when I say stacked, they're close, right? But the West just has some marquee matchups that, you know what I mean? It's like a fantasy. You can say, who do you want to see play? Man, you want Luka
right.
Joker, you want Clippers Jokers, you want Lakers. Anywhere you go there, man, there's some matchups, big name marquee matchups. The East is just ball in a way. It's just going to be basketball. But yeah, so that'd be enough. I thought you were going to bring up the Mavs, but go ahead with the Clippers. Your point.
No, I was just like I said, I think they've kind of died into the media and everything, but I'm still. We talk like Sach is throwing out matchups and everything, which I completely agree with him. It's all matchups. What can you do? What advantages you have? And where I see a team like the Clippers, I'll tell you what they're strong suited. Obviously, right? They got Harden, they got Kawhi, they got Paul George, Russell Westbrook, Zubac, all that stuff. But you look at the Clippers bench, that is kind of what scares me over this, because I look at a lot of these teams, it's a lot of star power out there, but you don't really have a rotation. With the Clippers, name them off real quick, Sach, because like you look at the Clippers.
That's what I said about the Nuggets, and you were like, no.
No, and I agree on that. That's why the Clippers, because you look at them, they got Norman, right? They got Norman coming off, who's easily a 20-point scorer, right? Who just comes off now. Who they got Trey Mann over there, who gets his occasional. He's a good rebounder and everything. I'm missing one guy though, Sach. I missed the guy.
Amir Coffee comes off the bench.
You're missing your boy Plumlee.
Westbrook does come off the bench.
What I'm saying
is, the thing with the Clippers is I don't think their bench unit is consistent enough scoring wise. You look at Norman Powell; he's scoring 8 points or he's scoring 20 points, 6 points, 15 points. Like he's not hitting like double digits like consistently every game. That's the only interesting thing is the bench units are obviously going to be what's going to take people to the next level. You can't ride the starters. A lot of these old guys like the whole game for four straight games. Obviously they will because it's the playoffs. They're only going to play like a 7-8 man rotation at max. But I mean, it'll be interesting. I do like the Clippers. I think the Clippers just do this every single year. They'll get hot and then they just kind of just tread water the whole way.
We're gonna see. I definitely think we're due for a hell of a playoff run. In either direction we kind of go. We were kind of talking last year with some of it, right? It wasn't on one side of it. It was like one team was kind of just blowing these guys out, but this time around, like all these teams are tough and really gelled in and everything. And another team you kind of got to look at, if they figure it out, is the Suns, right? The Suns weren't as good. Here's what I'll say about the Suns, which I have respect for. Now I do. But the Suns last year, the reason why they weren't as good as they could have been was you got to think KD got there after the trade deadline. He didn't really have a lot of time to kind of gel in with the team. Now, obviously, he's KD. He did great. But they didn't really have a lot of time to gel in with him. Now he's seasoned with these guys. He's been with them and everything. They got stronger, right, with Nurkic. They got, Grayson Allen. That dude is crazy. That dude is wild. That's a huge pickup for those guys. So, again, you talk about just role players on some of these teams you got to look out for and everything. And it's just a different beast over here. We're gonna really see.
Yeah, and I mean, last year, even with the Suns, when Kevin Durant got traded there, he only played like 6 games with the Suns right before the playoffs started.
Right.
Because if you remember in pregame warmups, he like twisted his ankle and was out like 2 weeks. Came back, twisted his ankle again. He was out another 2 weeks. Played like 2 games, playoffs. Then CP3 goes down, the point guard that they have. They didn't have any gelling, any nothing. Like it was literally, if you guys remember, KD and Devin Booker's like point total last year, they were both at like 33.5, 34.5 because that's all they had.
Yeah.
I literally remember watching it, and they were both like 35 points, and they were still hitting. Remember,
they were both scoring. They were both hitting all those. Yeah. That one's gonna be crazy. Especially Beal in the mix too. So it's just matchups right now.
To your point about the Clippers and being the Suns, I mean, you have Eric Gordon, but who else do you have on your bench? Yeah, I think
Eric
that's what's
Gordon,
hurt the Suns all year.
Eric Gordon, as of late, is not doing good at all.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So who's on that bench? You got Gordon, Eubanks. I mean, they're really Bol. There's not – you can't look down that bench and be like, hey, this is who we got. They put all their money in that starting 5 on if that implodes.
Yeah,
You
no,
already know,
I agree. I agree.
Play those minutes. They're gonna, Bill's made a paper. I mean, that's the scary thing. And Bill's never been in like a. When's the last time he was in a legit series for a month playing 40 minutes a night? You can't trust Bill out there.
We're gonna see, fellas. But this is the Bet Champ Show after hours, guys. We're just chopping it. It's the fellas here. I hate to inform you guys who, all the trusty fans out there, no wits wisdom tonight. We have no idea where the guy is. Guy's been MIA. We put the signal out for him. Haven't heard anything. He's all right. He's at he's doing his thing. But no wisdom.
Hey, the Houston Astros, their 5th game of the season, has already thrown a no-hitter against Toronto. So that's why you got to just kind of chill out right now until things settle down. But yeah, they threw a no-hitter against Toronto Blue Jays tonight. It's the 5th game, their 5th game of the year. Some teams are playing their 4th. So
the crazy thing about the MLB too, which is just absolutely wild to me. Obviously, it's not as in the physical sense as taxing, but what is it, like 162 game season or something like that?
It's something crazy. Yep.
Yeah, it's up there. So I mean, we're in for it though, ladies and gents. We're in for it for sure.
I had a question for E. Sorry, Z. So Brunson had 61 the other night?
Yeah, in San Antonio they lost overtime.
Did you want him to beat Melo's record? Who's your Knicks GOAT? Yeah. So
my Knicks GOAT is Ewing. That's my guy Ewing. He was there for the old days. Yeah. But out of that, I like Melo because I'm also a Big East. I'm a Syracuse guy.
Oh my God!
He brought a national title to Syracuse. Yeah, Melo. But I mean, you're asking again. You're picking hey, I like them both, but yeah, I would have liked to see Melo get one more run with the Knicks, but he didn't, and I like Melo. What do you want me to do? Melo's a shooter. People get on. Well,
No.
Melo's a shooter.
No, then you had to tie it into the Big East. Me and Z's were talking. We're like, Whit and E just love the Big East basketball. It's like 1980 Big East ball.
It has to be 1980 though. Yeah, it has to be 1980 ball. When it was something. Now it's not. I watch it now because I just watch it. But back then it was special. It was where it was at. Yeah. That or ACC. Those were the 2 big conferences. So, and Big East had one more foul than the rest of NCAA, and they just played physical. So Allen Iverson, Ewing, Carmelo, like you just name them, Chris Mullin, these guys that came out of there. Anyway, so yeah, I would have been happy either way, but because I really do like Brunson as well, and we didn't draft either of them. So,
we know you like Brunson.
Yeah, they're not homegrown. They're both.
The good thing about the Knicks, too, going into the playoffs, they've already played 45 minutes every night. They're going to be like, this is nothing new to them.
Oh yeah, those guys are.
Tibbs will run 5. It don't matter. What do we need? We run at 5.
I think he's going to run only 6.
To what you?
Is,
go ahead, E.
Oh, go ahead. I said the rumor going around now is that Randall and OG may be out for the season.
No way! Don't no.
No, but I mean that's just rumors going around. Who knows? So if that happens, it's going to be a really small bench.
And you want to talk about coming? You want to talk about coming into their own? McBride is. I don't know how the hell the Knicks are just making everyone legit all of a sudden. Their whole team looks like they can start on any team. Miles McBride looks like fucking Steph Curry.
Yes. Yeah. Of course, it's you got to scout out
4 guards the whole game.
To ZJ's point, I think they scout out obviously talent, but they scout out more emotion and
like
just
grit. They love some gritty guys.
Yeah, just toughness, emotion, and then hey, why not? These guys won titles at Villanova. Let's put them back together again.
Yeah.
And they played before. Like everybody's like, you're trying to get Villanova. Okay. They play well.
Yeah, we'll take them. I think anyone in the league would
next
take
year, give us Bridges
on their team.
Next year, give us Bridges. We'll have all 4 of them. You know,
That's
that's where they're
that's
at.
Well, I was going to say that's the one thing about the Knicks, which is really crazy too, is with Tibbs playing all these guys, so many minutes, everything. That's the other factor we're going to see in the playoffs, gents, is really the stamina and endurance of some of these teams. I mean, some of these nights, without how quick these games are going, you're going to see guys that look like they're on E, pretty much empty, just gassed, tired, and everything. That's why it's, again, we talk about another beast. It's a lot of endurance, a lot of stamina out here. And you talk about the Knicks, man, those guys are playing every second, every minute, and everything. So, I mean, there's some sneaky tough teams over there in the East too, and everything. And we were talking, I know, right? I know Soch is all Jason Tatum this, Jason Tatum that. No worry about it. He'll be back, all that. And that's all good and everything. But we were kind of talking about in a couple episodes back and everything, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if there's one of those East teams that kind of comes up there and everything. Because, I mean, the door's really open over there. The door is open. There, like with the West, we got some good teams over there. You got a little slit you can kind of maybe get into. The door is open over there in the East.
And I mean, what the matchup is right now, the Knicks going up against the Magic, I don't want to see that. I want to see both of those teams advance to the next round. I don't, because I mean, just two tough teams, the Magic and the Knicks. And I would have loved to see them at least get a better matchup so they both advance, because they both do deserve to advance. They're both good enough teams. But I hope that they somehow just both make it to the next round, just because they do bring the defensive aspect. I think they're like 1 and 2, or like they're both top 3 or 4 in defense.
Yeah.
The Pacers, I don't want to see the Pacers in the second round. Like, it was cool, but I want to see the Knicks and the Magic. I want to see the Bucks.
They started fun. The Pacers, right? And they made it to the play tournament final against the Lakers, but it's kind of fallen off with them. And then the X factor is, because it happens every year, Miami turns it on come playoff time. Like, you don't know what's going to happen in Miami. I don't, but I'm sure they're going to come in there. You know, Jimmy Butler and the guys, they just play hard. It's going to be fun. It'll be fun. We're good. We'll go 3 in a row. I like this one too. This is good. But anyway, So that'd be it. Yeah, we got about 2 more weeks, so we'll decide. I still got the field against Boston, but Boston is who they thought we were, or whatever that is. They are who we thought they were, right? They got the record right now. They got the best record in the East, and they're putting up the points. So
and they're coming for.
You can't take that from them. Huh? Just like with the Thunder, you can't take it from them.
Boston looks good, but there's always one factor with Boston heading into the playoffs, and that's JT consistency. So we're gonna find out. We're gonna see.
They got big Porzingis now. Some others out
I know
there.
Porzingis.
And Drew Holiday. They have a point guard that can score. They had Marcus Smart, who was their point guard, who couldn't score for a lick the whole playoffs last year. So it's going to be cool to see Drew Holiday. It's going to be real cool to see that whole group in the playoffs this year now.
We got about 5 minutes left in this show, ladies and gents. I see you guys. I see there's some people in here. Go ahead, throw something in the chat box. Type something in. We'll throw it up on the show. We'll give you a shout out. We'll put your ad up there and everything. Give us a question. Give us a comment. What are you guys looking at heading into the NBA playoffs? Who do you think favorite? East, West? What do you got, and what are you most excited for? Just throw it up in the chat, guys. We'll post you up there. Give you a shout out. We love to have you guys in here. Love doing this show. We just love talking sports, baby. But we'll do a kind of, if we'll wait for some of those, if some come in real quick around the room. We'll start with you, E. Anything sports-wise kind of going on that took you, that, you heard or anything that comes to mind right now? Anything big happening at the moment?
No, I guess what I would tell you is, because I may not be able to get a video out tomorrow. So, NIT, right? You guys know I've been tracking that. So I like Indiana minus the 2.5 against Utah. Indiana State.
Sicko, bro. Who the hell's watching that? He's just a sicko. I'm surprised they didn't throw in a CBI pick. I was waiting for a
Yes.
CBI fucking pick.
No, I don't. Well, I've been too busy with
CBI.
these. But
The
Indiana
CBI is
State
the next
minus the
tournament
2.5.
underneath the MIT.
Yeah, I just can't get to it. I don't have the time. And then I'll tell you what, you guys are going to be surprised here. I think Seton Hall, the run ends for Seton Hall. Take Georgia in the points against Seton Hall tomorrow as well. But that if I don't get a video out, those are my two plays.
So you said Indiana and
So
Georgia.
Indiana State minus 2.5.
Indiana minus 2.5, yeah.
And then Georgia and the points at against Georgia and the points against Seton Hall. I'll tell you what the points are. Now I thought it was 4.5, but
You want Georgia over 10.5 total team points? You had me looking. I said, "Damn, I'll bet the fucking house on that." Where's that?
Yeah, that's what I do. I give you winners. Let's see here. Oh,
Real quickie, have you been actually watching Indiana State?
yeah, Georgia 4.5.
Oh, you know
What's that?
Have you been watching Indiana State?
Have I watched them? Yeah, Indiana State was one of those teams that were, people were complaining about not getting into the tournament.
That's what
they got
Goggle-
same thing.
They got this guy. They call him Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. You know who I'm talking about?
Is he from Colorado?
Yeah, the Conklin. Everyone's calling him Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. All right. Well, they're gonna cream Utah tomorrow, and then
I like that. I like that.
Take
minus
Georgia
2.5.
in the point.
I like that. Okay.
Yo, you know what we should have
Nice going against the Big East. Going against the Big East.
There we go. We should have threw out like an April Fool's video this morning. Like, we're going to take Devin Booker over 14.5 points. This is his line. We could have had everyone freaking out.
It's at
Florida
plus
Atlantic.
200 right
It's
now.
at plus 200. The book's fucked up.
Florida Atlantic put out a tweet or whatever the hell you want to call it, an X, and they said that they were playing. Oh shit! Florida Atlantic, coastal Florida. They were going to be the first time ever playing a football game on an aircraft carrier in the Atlantic, and that shit got spread around. It was reposted. People were like, "This is crazy! It's awesome!" And it was an April Fool's joke from the athletic department.
Oh,
But
that would have been fucking.
we should have had something out there.
We should have done something. That would have been tight.
Absolutely, guys.
That was our April Fool's to wit. We sent them to the wrong location.
Yeah. We should tell them there's a show tomorrow. And Sach, you send him a link and he's just in the lobby for 5 minutes.
Oh,
You'd be so mad.
We could post it. We'll post it up on the page. It's just him in the lobby for 5 minutes, just waiting.
see how long it takes him to leave
Yeah. He's just sitting there, and it's live.
when it's live.
Anyway, ladies and gents, happy April Fool's Day. It is 1 March. It's 1 April, my bad. We are in a new month, guys. Get some things going. Wake up today. Feel better. Feel good. Do whatever you guys want to do. But we are off and rolling. We're here for you guys, and we're going to get these sports bets up and going. Always tune into the socials, guys. That's at the Bet Champ Show on TikTok and Instagram. You don't want to miss out. We got free plays coming out every day. Videos coming out every day. All you have to do is give us a follow and you get in on the action, guys. But we'll do it for tonight's show. We'll do a quick around the room with everyone's goodbyes. What you got, Sach?
No, I mean, let's just, we got NIT tomorrow. Big news. Final Four is going to be coming up. Women's Final Four is going to be decided. UConn is up right now on USC. So go ahead and catch the fourth quarter of that when we get off. But yeah, I mean, I'm waiting to see this next couple of weeks for the NBA because I really think some of this weird stuff is going to happen with the West. I really do. I think there's going to be teams pulling strings, throwing games, doing whatever they got to do to get that right matchup, and then we can come on and talk about it. So I'm ready to get into these playoff matchups, man.
Yeah.
The regular season is draining. It really is draining when you're betting on like stuff 5 days a week. You don't know what's going to happen with players, blowouts. So the playoffs, I think it'll be refreshing. It'll be, a lot more interesting. We could dive into it. I think before the playoffs start, we should do like a futures like a futures bracket on where we think all these games are going to go on. Have a big bracket who we're going to win. We could do some little event for that. So, I mean, yeah, it's going to be a mini March Madness just with NBA. So that'll be good.
Yeah, I like that. Who's winning the group March Madness?
I don't know. I don't even have a team in it anymore, so I have no fucking clue. I banged myself the first 2 days with my best teams losing.
I might be. That might have been a setup question. I might already know who's at the top, but I don't know. Maybe I do. Maybe I don't. Who knows what I'm looking at? You know.
Hey, but when I said to college, I stand my ground. I back away. I said this is Whit and E. Whit and E love fucking. I didn't follow it that much this year, so shame on me. I'll be better next year.
I got UConn and Bama left, so one of them will go down, but I'll have one in the finals as well.
You had Bama in the final
four? Yeah, Bama
You're
against
sick.
UConn.
You're sick, E. You're sick.
You're a sicko.
You're a sick guy. No way.
But that's only the one side. I lost Houston. I had Houston Creighton. So, but it's gonna be fun. Yeah, to your point there, it's gonna be a great time. I like the idea of doing bracket challenge for that as well.
Yeah,
and yeah, have some fun, man. Enjoy this, guys. This is sports, right? It's not too serious. Enjoy it. You know, if you can make a little coin, do it, right? But it's not life or death, and
that's what it's all
we
about.
try to do the best we can and have fun with it. You know, yeah.
100%, ladies and gents, that'll do it for tonight's show. We love and appreciate you guys. You guys can always reach out on the social, send us a DM, let us know what you're up to. We'll always get back to you guys. We want to include you in on the action, but we will catch you guys tomorrow morning, 6:30 a.m. Again, watch myself for the early morning NBA player props, and we'll get a post out for E's plays again. He's got Indiana State -2.5 and Georgia plus points. So a lot of action tomorrow still, guys.
4.5.
Stay tuned. 9.5. Stay tuned, and we'll see you in this one. Peace.